Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and it's Deb C, and place to be, it's Deb C. Bloop, bloop, that's me. Boop, Deb C. Hey guys, and happy whatever day I decide to put this up. I'm going to be talking about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Season 2, Episode 2. This is the Book of Accountability. I love how each episode is the book of, like, it goes back to, religion. I love that. I think that's so creative. But you are probably going to be seeing this. Listen, I'm going to say that you're going to be seeing this on Thursday. So happy Thursday, guys. I hope everybody is having a wonderful week and a great day. Okay. You're going to be seeing this, probably this outfit, for a couple more episodes, a couple more videos, because I'm filming these, pre-filming them, because I have such a full life that I'm out and about. I'm not. I'm just getting a lot of things done on Sunday. So we're going to talk about Season 2, Episode 2, the Book of Accountability. Let's go. It's the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu. Okay. So we're picking up where we left off from the last episode. That's at Miranda's happy hour. Okay. So the question basically really is, why now? It's to Miranda. Like, okay, why now? This is like 2.5 later. Macy is wondering. Michaela's wondering. So, Taylor just comes right out and says, why now? Why reach out to us now? And Miranda feels like, listen, I just want to clear the air and I want to move on. I get that. But Macy's not buying it. She's not buying it one bit. And if we're talking about not buying it, let's talk about Michaela. Because Michaela went from being one of Whitney's besties to no, like, absolutely not. She is completely anti-Whitney. We're going to find out why a little bit later. Okay, so Taylor addresses the elephant in the room, and she says, listen, I didn't feel like I was leading Chase on, even though I told him that I had a sex dream about him. But, we were doing stuff on the weekends. We were like kissing and touching anyways. So I didn't think it was leading him on. I beg to differ. I feel like if you tell somebody, hey, I had a sex dream about you, that is going to be a little bit, it's going to be leading him on a little bit. Both Miranda and Taylor, they took accountability in being, they were kind of both the villains in this whole swinging situation. And I'm going to tell you, I was completely surprised, but Taylor is growing. Taylor is changing because she actually defended Whitney, and she wants to make good with Miranda. And the reason why she's doing that is because she's like, listen, I've been at the bottom. Y'all saw where I was. I was at the bottom. So I'm going to reach out. I believe everybody should get a second chance. I got a second chance. So I think everybody should. But listen, Messy Jessie, she doesn't buy that shit was addressed with the swinging. So she's going to expand her guest list for her Halloween party. So now she's going to expand it to include Chase, which is Miranda's ex-husband. He happens to be dating Messy Jessie's friend Kate. And she done got the nerve to talk about trust. Don't preach about trust when these friends of yours, these these people that you call friends, those people that you consider to be your friends, you're going to now invite this wild card in. And here's the thing. And the reason why I say that is because just before that, Taylor was like, I want to talk about this, but I don't want to talk about it in front of everybody. I want to just discuss this with Miranda. I mean, Messy Jessie is good for reality TV, but not so great for friendships, I don't think. Okay, so Layla, Michaela, Jessie, and Danny, they meet up to find a costume for this party. Listen, people are getting, I guess, boob jobs. Boob jobs are all the rage out in Utah now, because Layla, she's a new woman. She got that divorce. She got a new body because she got a boob job, and she has a new boyfriend, Cameron. Talk turns to Jen and Zach. They're a little sus. They're a little suspect about, or questioning about him coming back. Because listen, how do you go, and I get it, because how do you go from those texts that he sent that were made public? They weren't good. Those were low. Like, he was like, I don't love you anymore. I want a divorce. He was down and dirty. How you go from being like down here, subterranean, to on up here to everything's great. That's gonna take a lot of work. So dad talk, there's now an extension of mom talk. It's dad talk. So it's a thing, I guess. So Brett, Zach, Dakota, and I have the other husband. I now realize his name is Jordan. And that is Jesse's husband. I keep forgetting his name, but Jordan. They go fly fishing. And Zach's talking about like how much he wants things to work for him and Taylor. Like, all he wants is a family, and he's in love with Taylor. He's never been in love with anybody more than Taylor. And listen, he wants to see it work out, and so do Miranda's parents. Miranda's parents and Miranda's family are clearly in his corner. And they even invited him to a cookout. Now, Taylor don't know that he's invited to a cookout, but he's invited to a cookout. So her I'm going to say her trash family. Because we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. So, they're talking though. And between Zach and Dakota, they've been getting like death threats. I mean, Zach's talking about how he gets death threats. I'm going to say this right now. Even though there are people on reality TV that I can't stand, never in my ever loving mind would I ever do anything like that. I'm going to tell you, don't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't do that to anybody. Like, anybody. I mean, there's people out there that I despise. And I would never do that. Please don't do that. I don't understand. It's a reality TV show. Okay? I mean, I get it. They're real people. Don't do that. Please don't do that. I think that's so terrible. I think that's so uncalled for. Okay. So Jessie and Demi meet up with Zach, because remember, Jen was like, I just want you to meet up with them, and I want you to be cool with them. At the time, she's like, they're two of my best friends. That'll change. So he meets them at a coffee shop, which you can tell he's out of church, because it looks like he got himself a coffee. Good on you. I say that not about being out of the church. I talk about coffee, because if I didn't have coffee, I would certainly choke someone. Okay, before they meet up though, he's sitting there and he's talking about it in the confessional. There's that one moment when he looks so scared shitless that it looks like his soul leaves his body. Like, he is really like, oh, like they're gonna kill me. So they show up. Zach apologizes, like right off the bat. He's like, I'm gonna take accountability for this. apologize. And Demi's mind is like blown. She's like, I didn't expect this. So then they bring up what Jen had said. Remember, Jen last season was like, yeah, Zach's parents gave him money for medical school. He blew through that all on gambling. And he was like, huh? Excuse me? Who told you that? Dad, you should be spreading that rumor. She's like, that came from your wife. Jen told that. He's like, that's a lie. That's bullshit. Also a lie. Remember, Jen was like, in the last episode, she talked to Whitney and she was like, after Vegas, I reached out to the ladies. Nobody reached out to me. And they were like, nope, that's a lie. It was either Jesse or Demi. I think it was Jesse who said, no, I sent text messages to her. She ghosted me. And then we find out later that she sent text messages, and then like months later or weeks later, Jen would send something back saying, thanks, love ya, or something like that. So, you know, the ladies weren't ghosting her. It was the other way around. And they let him know all the stuff she said. Like, she's calling you a narcissist. He's like, this isn't something I like hearing from my spouse, from my significant other. So now, after hearing all this, Jesse's like, I don't know. I'm conflicted. I don't know if I can trust her. Like, is she saying these things because she doesn't like confrontation? Is she playing both sides? What is she doing? So here's a theme for the season. Okay, over at Taylor's parents' house, Taylor shows up with Ever. I'm telling you what, that baby boy is one of the cutest baby boys I've seen in a while. He got them cheeks. I'm telling you what, they made a beautiful baby. They really did. So they show up for the cookout. And she's like, well, I guess you didn't know that Dakota's coming. No, Leanne, you know you didn't tell her that she's going to be ambushed with Dakota. You know you didn't. And then she starts talking about Miranda and Chase. She's like, oh, well, I'm still friends with Miranda and Chase. They treat me nice. Can I go to this party, this Halloween party with you guys? And why do you need, Leanne, are you like Amy Poehler, like the cool mom in Mean Girls, trying to get in on all the action? And then once again, she's like, oh, I still talk to Miranda. I still talk to Chase. Why shouldn't I? And the sister is like, well, you shouldn't, because they treat because he treated your daughter like shit. So you shouldn't talk to him. Exactly. I'm going to tell you, I feel like at the end of this scene, the only people that have sense in their heads besides Taylor is her sister. That's it, period. So, and it seems like, and then Dakota comes in. It seems like her dad is friendlier and likes Dakota more than he likes his own daughter. So I'm gonna just have it right here. Her whole family is BS. Her whole family is solid gold BS from Front Street. So she's there so it quickly evolves into like just yelling and crying and screaming. And Taylor's talking about everything, how he lied to her and how, everything that Jenna said. And Jenna was the day girl. And then he would come over and we would F. Listen, I'm going to try to cut down on my cussing. I don't know that it's going to be that easy. I'm going to try. But he would come over and we would get schmexy at night. And everybody's like, oh. And then So Taylor's sitting there, she's crying, she's all upset, talking about how about how Dakota lied. She said he comes over and we get it on. And then the father comes out and basically just says, well, listen, he's who he is. And then he comes over and you have schmecks. You get what you deserve because you did that. That's exactly what it sounded like he said. You get what you deserve. No, like, well, nobody should respect you because you did that. You let him dip his wick. So you get what you deserve. You deserve that. That to his daughter. To his daughter. She's bawling. And then she's bawling and crying. And then her damn brother starts piling up on her too, talking about, well, you need to give him some grace. You need to give him some grace, okay? Dakota saying, well, what she's saying about Jenna being the day girl is a lie. It's a lie. Well, that's nuts because we know that Taylor saw like the text from Jenna. So, and only one of any of them who has any sense is her sister, and also her brother's girlfriend, because her brother's girlfriend was like, "Can I just take the baby and get the baby here and out of here since you guys are yelling?" Because the sister was like, "You two need to be separated for now. If this is gonna work out, then it'll work out, but you need to be separated." If I was Taylor, the minute I saw Dakota there, I would grab my baby and I would have left. I would said, production, take this off. I'm done filming. We're going. Okay. So then Leanne is like, you talking to Taylor, you need to give him grace and you need to go to therapy. Meaning, AKA, listen, he lied to you and he lied to you, sure. But you guys weren't together. He lied to you, yes. But give him a chance. Give him another chance. And then right after it, wasn't it perfect that they started playing a rendition of Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake? Listen, I've canceled Justin Timberlake, but that is still one of my favorite Justin Timberlake songs. It was so good. Okay, next we have Zach and Jen. Zach is like, listen, okay, I'm back from talking to Demi and Jesse, and here's the tea, okay? The ladies spilled all the tea about you, all right? So he's like, they told me you're talking crap, okay? They told me you're talking bad about me, and I would never do that to you. Like, I wouldn't talk that way to my friends. And he's basically like, listen, if you don't trust them, then don't tell them those things. Basically, if you have an ish with me, come to me and let's talk about it. And she's like, okay, I'm going to need to nip this in the bud. I'm going to need to talk to them because now I feel like they're trying to turn my husband against me. I don't think that's the case. I think they're just putting out there what they heard. I mean, she's coming out and saying things about them, like they ghosted her and this and that. But I mean, the way they felt about Zach was based on what Jen told them about Zach. So, I mean, they were just going by what she told them. And I'm all for Jen being like, getting control of her life and demanding some respect. But there was one part in there where I felt like she was too bossy. Like, he had said maybe one sentence and then she's like, okay. She was talking and she's like, okay, you're gonna let me talk now because you talked for 5 minutes. I was like, oh, she said maybe a little bossy. A little too bossy. Okay. So later on, Demi and Brett, they go over to Jesse and Jordan's house. See, I remembered the name. And so Jesse had a Chippendale, professional Chippendales dancer, like fly in to Utah. So he could coach and train Brett and Jordan. Because what they're going to do, they're going to pull Jen up, and she's going to be the guest of honor, and they're going to do like a dance, a sexy dance for her. Okay, this is some messy ass times. This is some messy ass times, because here is what's going to be going on. Here's what we're working with for this guest list. Okay, so here's where the drama is going to be. As it stands, there's Miranda and Chase. Now, Miranda and Chase were married, okay? While they were married and they were swinging with Taylor and her husband at the time, Chase fell hard for Taylor. Chase is now dating Jesse's friend, Kate, but he also had dated Layla. This is going to be messy. And Jesse's doing this because she wants to get to the bottom of the swinging scandal. This not going to end well. Okay. So Jen and Zach visit Demi and Jesse. Okay. Jen had reached out and said, hey, I want to talk. Okay. So Jen basically says, like, I don't feel that it's right. I don't feel like it's right that you say that all I talk about on Zach is his bad points. In my opinion, that's all they showed. I mean, they might have edited things out, but that's really all that they showed us. They didn't show her talking great about him. Jen then says, okay, she owned up to it. She's like, well, because they were like, well, what about him gambling away his money for med school? And he's like, that's a lie. And she's like, okay. She was backed into a corner, and Jen was like, okay, well, he did not gamble his money away from med school. And she then turns it around. On, I'm going to say D&J, and says, you ghosted me. And no one was there for me after Vegas. And Jesse was like, no, you're lying. I did reach out. And Jen then says that she removed herself. She removed herself because she felt like they were turning the group against her. If anything, the group was against Zach. And here's the thing. When Jen said she removed herself, well, that's her then saying that she's lying about them ghosting her, because she's the one that was ghosting them. So that's a lie. And then they bring up what happened in Italy. So I was like, wait a minute, what happened in Italy? She's like, what about what happened in Italy with Demi? What happened in Italy was the girls were on a trip to Italy. They went to Vanderpump Villa, and one of the guys there had hit on Demi. Nothing happened. This right here was her way of deflecting. Like, all of the spotlight was on Jen, and it wasn't good. So she needed a way to get out. So that's what she did. She used that to deflect. Okay. Jen is in another scene. Jen is trying on costumes, and she's trying on these costumes. None of them really worked. And then she's like, I know one that we can go as. Like, it was something that she just came to her mind. She's like, Oh, I know. We can go as J-Lo and Ben Affleck, your second cousin. He's like, he's laughing. He's like, girl, listen, that's not real. We're not related. That's a joke. We're not related. She's like, that's not what your family told me. Your family told me that you are. And your grandfather said that they met them like when he was young. You were there. He's like, listen, I told you in the past, please don't tell people this because it's not true. So can you tell people not to do that? Or can you not tell people that? And at this point, she is, for some reason, she is really, I'm looking like, is she really about to get unhinged about this? That he's not related to Ben Affleck? Or are you getting that unhinged about this? I mean, because she got serious. In my honest opinion, if you would have asked me this last year, who am I, Team Zach or Team Jen, I would have absolutely said Team Jen. I don't know. At this point, Team Zach is looking like a contender. Okay, so what? I can't read my own writing. Oh, okay. I thought it said bun. Okay, this is a burn. A burn is coming up because for the party, guess who Jesse and Jordan are dressing up as? They're going as J-Lo and Ben. And as it turns out, their costumes of J-Lo and Ben are better than Jen and Zach's. I'm absent. For me, though, the best costumes were Macy, Michaela, and Taylor. They went as the Mean Girls. Macy and her husband came as Regina George and Aaron Samuels. Michaela came as Karen and the Burn Book. Chase was the Burn Book. And Taylor came as Gretchen Wiener. But then Dakota comes in and they're like, Dakota's the bus. I was like, who is the bus? Because as somebody from Pittsburgh, the bus for me is like Jerome Bettis. He came as the bus that hit Regina George. I absolutely love that. But listen, Taylor, you know I'm watching this. You don't know me. Taylor, you in danger, girl. You are in some serious danger. Jesse is not your friend, okay? Jesse RP is not your friend. Because here comes Chase and Kate. Chase and Kate go as Justin and Hailey Bieber. And I'm going to tell you, Chase does bear a little bit of a resemblance in the face to Justin Bieber. Now, listen, Chase comes in, he immediately goes over and talks to Dakota. He's like real friendly with Dakota. But why is Dakota like real cool with Chase? If you're interested in getting back with Taylor, you should really be having her back. So Chase is then talking about like, hey, I came for her at her worst time because she came for me at my worst time. Well, I guess when she made the swinging video, his parents knew nothing about this, and his parents didn't know that he was thinking about leaving the church. So they're talking, pointing over at Taylor. Taylor, of course, goes over and confronts Chase. Truth for truth. They're like, truth for truth. Truth for truth. Chase or Taylor, did you admit at the gym to me that you had a sex dream about me? She's like, yes, I did. Meanwhile, I'm going to tell you, this would be extremely awkward for Dakota, baby daddy right there. It would also be very awkward for Kate, the new girlfriend, and it would be awkward for Miranda too. But she's like, yes, I did. And he says, okay, well, truth for truth, that's what I told you at the gym too. She's like, no, like maybe it was something else. And she's like, you're lying. This is awkward as hell. Like everybody, because it's now getting loud. it is now getting loud. And I'm going to tell you, the best part of this entire episode is when this guy, I'm going to show a picture right here. This guy. Okay. Hakeem from, if you are a member of Bachelor Nation, you know, sweet baby Hakeem from The Bachelorette, and hopefully Bachelor in Paradise is there. I mean, little backstory, if you don't know, they showed a preview of the first season of Mormon Wives after the final rose. And Hakeem was sitting right next to them, and they did a little picture-in-picture of his reaction. And the eyes, he looked like he was all in on it. And they did the same thing for the preview of the second season, and he was all in it. So when I saw him there, I was like, oh, that's a part that I replayed a couple times. And I was like, oh my God, it's Hakeem. I honestly wish that they would have Hakeem's reaction in every reality TV show I watch. I absolutely love this king. I love it. So I loved it so much. So, you know, Dakota, by the way, Dakota didn't have her back. Dakota really wasn't standing up for her, but she's really surprised that he betrayed her. You really are that surprised? And also, why would you really even care? Because I get it. She would care because there is a part of her that still loves him. But, I mean, he lied to you. He betrayed you before. You know he's going to do this again. So, all this yelling, cops are called. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next episode. Future, it looks like, could Zach maybe out? Could Zach be out of the marriage? It looks like in one of the episodes, he might have had enough. So it could be editing. We never know. So, okay, listen, in the comments, let me know if you watched and what you thought and how much you love Hakeem too. I love that Hakeem was in there. So if nobody told you yet today, you're loved, seen, and heard, please make sure that you put love, kindness, compassion, acceptance, hope, and positivity out there in the world so it comes right back at you. Please take care of one another. Be aware of your surroundings. Be smart and safe. Let's hydrate with some water all together. Ham, wham. Ham. Ham stands for hydration appreciation moment. Wham stands for water appreciation moment. So when I say wham or ham, take a sip of some agua. And if you're in a dangerous situation, please know that Dolly and I are sending our love, thoughts, prayers, and all the positive energy and vibes you need to make it through. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow for I don't know what. We'll see. Roll the dice. Bye, guys. Bye.